Hello everybody, my name is X Factor. Today's video we're going to be talking about two different things. How to dodge trains, which I failed miserably already because we're on train dodge for the Battlefield Hardline DLC. And we're going to talk about EA's new service, Origin Access. Now one of the cool things that you could do on train dodge is actually ride the trains. There are multiple trains, so they just don't come from one side of the map. They can usher you across the map very quickly. And there are some flatbeds that you can jump on. Little buggy, but the drive-bys are absolutely epic, and you're going to see a couple of those. But of course, in true Battlefield fashion, when people jump off them, it might just be a little laggy. So I would say the person that's pretending to be the hobo riding the train has the advantage, almost like Peeker's advantage back in the day, or depending on what FPS game that you're playing. So the one thing nice about Hardline that finally made its way over into Battlefield 4 is, of course, it highlights the capture points. And the one thing about Hardline is there's quite a bit of verticality when it comes to those capture points. You might be able to cap on top, and all of you are aware I'm in the gas. That's really bad. That means I'm going to be taking double damage if a bullet hits me. And because Battlefield Hardline has a lightning-fast TDK, usually one bullet is enough to kill you if it's in the head and you're full health. So try not to get too close to the smoke, and don't forget to get your taser on. Probably the most fun I have when playing Battlefield Hardline. Again, I've always really enjoyed Battlefield Hardline. I just did not agree with the time to kill. The damage model is simply too high. Remember when we used to have a gun that shot 1,200 rounds a minute, 34 damage per bullet? Yeah, you die in one frame, and there's still a lot of that going on. And there's a little bit of that drive-by action with the Pro 90 as we go back into the cap point, which is nicely highlighted. So trying to stay alive here, fail nade, and not exactly the best engagement distances for the P90. So basically get close and just spray the bad guys down. So what is Origin Access? It's essentially Netflix for EA PC games. It's actually starting off with 15 games in the library, which is set to grow on a quarterly basis. Now there's other perks that we're going to cover in a second, but it's launching with these 15 titles: Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield Hardline. And again, population has been drastically dwindling on Hardline since about 3 to 4 weeks after release. This might put some new blood in the system because it's a shame. Some of these new maps are actually a lot of fun. Back to the list: Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, The Sims 3 Starter Pack, FIFA 15, Need for Speed Rivals Complete Edition, SimCity, This War of Mine, Dead Space, Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3, and another favorite of mine, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. Remember, Garden Warfare 2 is going into open beta on the Xbox One and PS4 in a day, but it will be launching for PC alongside of the other two consoles in the end of February. So that's not bad. So basically for $4.99 a month, you have access to those games just like you own them. There is no time limitation. You don't just have access to the game for a set amount of time, whether it's 10 hours, 15, 20 hours of playtime. You can start grinding out 40 hours and bust out your shit bucket on Battlefield 4 right now. But hopefully it really helps out the population of Battlefield Hardline. And there's one of the new vehicles. Nice little stretch limo in Battlefield Hardline. So what else comes with this? You get a 10% off discount of anything within Origin, whether it's a pre-order, a game, or anything else you could find available for purchase on Origin. Now this next one is probably the most intriguing for myself because there is a similar service on Xbox One. Get to play games and trials sooner. So let's go back to the fall when Star Wars Battlefront was ramping up. If you had the service on Xbox One, you could put in 10 hours total of gameplay of Star Wars Battlefront before the game released. So you can play an hour here, you can play a couple there, you can capture some footage. That's pretty cool because number one, there's a lot of titles coming out this year under the EA flag that are going to have some pretty good hype behind it. For me, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 end of February, maybe they'll have that available. But most importantly, and more than likely, this is going to be the cherry they put on the top of this program to get more people excited about it: Battlefield 5, Battlefield Next, Battlefield 2016, Battlefield Dinos Attack, whatever you want to call it. So think about getting maybe 15, 20 hours in, but regardless, 10 plus hours in a week before the game launches. Not to mention what they might do with beta status. there might start to be a tiered beta status. Maybe there'll be kind of a closed beta status where if you have this program, you'll be able to get in, and then it'll go into an open status. So those two reasons right there would be my reason for purchasing it at $4.99 a month, but it depends on what happens to the library over the next 6 months to a year. How much additional stuff is going to be added? The value will simply grow. How many of those titles do you not own that you might want to try out, or it's a different genre that you've always been curious about? What do you guys think about Origin Access? Do you think there's enough value there? What else do you think they need to do to make it worth your $4.99 a month? Or would you just rather buy a jumbo bag of Haribo sugarless gummy bears and spend the next 2 days on the toilet? If you guys are looking for more information on Origin Access, there's going to be a couple links down below so you guys can further educate yourself. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys soon.